Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a really massive shift happening in the world of artificial intelligence. It's a fundamental change in how AI is being built, managed, and most importantly, deployed.
And this one sentence, honestly, it captures the entire story. AI is graduating. It's moving beyond being this wild, unpredictable experiment and becoming a serious, governable, and foundational platform for business.
So, let's kick things off with our first theme. What's happening in the new AI engine room? We're seeing way more choice and a lot more power, and Microsoft's latest moves are the perfect example. So get this, for the first time ever, Microsoft is basically opening up a model buffet for its Copilot users. Instead of being locked into just OpenAI's models, businesses can now pick and choose using Anthropic's Claude models for specific jobs. That whole one-size-fits-all approach, it's out the window.
Now, it's super important to get this right. This isn't about replacing OpenAI. Not at all. It's about giving companies the flexibility and the control to pick the absolute sharpest tool for each specific task, whether they need deep analysis or just balanced everyday performance. And this choice is awesome, but it gets even better when you pair it with a huge leap in performance. At the same time, Microsoft's GitHub is upgrading Copilot's core engine, boosting its accuracy in finding the right information by a massive 37.6%.
So, what do all these numbers actually mean for a developer? Well, they translate directly into real-world benefits. Better accuracy means the AI's answers are grounded in reality, so you get fewer errors or those weird hallucinations. Plus, it's twice as fast and way more efficient, which ultimately just leads to better code.
Okay, so with all this new tech, how do you actually use it? Well, there's a clear playbook starting to emerge. The advice is pretty straightforward. Start small. Pick high-impact, low-risk tasks, like making meetings more productive. Prove the value, and then scale up from there.
So we have more choice, more power, which of course leads us right to our next big section, taming the AI agents. Because with more autonomy comes a really critical question.
Right, all of this power is fantastic, but can we actually trust it? And believe me, this is the central challenge that everyone is scrambling to solve right now. As these AI agents get more autonomous, how do we make absolutely sure they're reliable, secure, and safe? And this right here perfectly illustrates the problem. A recent PagerDuty survey found this wild gap, right? On one hand, 81% of executives say they trust AI in a crisis, but on the other, 84% of them have already had an outage caused by it. There's a huge disconnect between our confidence and what's actually happening.
So how do you close that gap? Well, the industry's response has been a flood of new tools. A whole new ecosystem is just exploding onto the scene, designed to watch what AI agents are doing, manage their behavior, and lock them down. We are smack in the middle of the trust layer moment.
Microsoft has actually gone so far as to lay out a formal blueprint for this. And you know how they're thinking about it? Like the TCP/IP protocol that literally runs the internet, they want to create that same kind of foundational layer, but for AI agents, standards for how they talk to each other, prove who they are, and operate within a clear set of rules.
So, we've got a plan for more powerful, more trustworthy AI. Fantastic, but there's a catch. We have to talk about the staggering, real-world, physical resources needed to make it all happen. Yeah, the demand for electricity to power all this stuff, it's just on an absolutely vertical trajectory. Because of these advanced AI models, projections show the demand could double, maybe even triple by 2028. And if you want to put a price tag on that power, just look at this number. OpenAI reportedly has a 5-year deal with Oracle for, wait for it, $300 billion. That's just for the raw computing power.
So what does this all mean? It means the new competitive moat in AI, it's not just about who has the smartest algorithm anymore. No way. The race is now about who can lock down the physical stuff, the land, the power grid connections, and the chips needed to fuel these massive models. Okay, so this huge investment, this new focus on hardening the tech, it's reshaping the entire global landscape. We're seeing powerful new players emerge, and some really serious real-world applications finally popping up.
And speaking of new players, a new heavyweight has officially entered the ring. China's Alibaba claims its new model Qwen 3 Max is on par with, or even better than, the top-tier models we see from the US, signaling that this is now a truly global competition.
And this stuff isn't theory, you know? It's not just models competing on a leaderboard. This is mature AI hitting the front lines right now.
An AI assistant is rolling out to 250,000 clinicians. Another one is helping to secure our food supply chain. And dozens of startups are building AI to improve government services.
So when you put it all together, AI is really growing up. It's moving past the wild hype and becoming this hardened, reliable platform. And that completely shifts the conversation. It's not about what can it do in a lab anymore. With more choice, more control, and more clarity than ever before, the real question is, what are we going to build with it?